You could have one of the best portfolios I could ever see in my life, but I tell you what, if the branding is terrible, it's going to get you nowhere. Let's talk about establishing yourself as a creative, as a photographer, as a videographer, and translating that as a brand. You want to create a signature look that's going to stand out in the saturated market. Here's how I look at it. The cost to get into the photo and video world right now is so unbelievably low, so you have every Joe Schmo right now running out to Best Buy, picking up some Sony camera, thinking that, you know, they're gonna shoot the biggest campaigns. So that means because we have an influx of so many people coming into this industry, you gotta stand out. The one thing you really gotta realize is a brand is more than a logo. It's the colors, it's the fonts, it's the way it talks, it's the way it communicates with people. Strong brands build trust. And what do you want to do? You want to build trust with any and every client that you're going to work with or go after. Let's look at products, for example. Really good packaging is going to catch your eye immediately. So you kind of want to take that principle of, cool looking packaging that stands out and apply it to your brand. Apply it to your website, your portfolio, your communications, your tone, your colors. That's what you want to do. You can have the best portfolio out there, but if your brand itself is not put together, you're going to get nowhere. Whenever you have everything buttoned up and looking really good, it really establishes that you more or less got your shit together. And that's who the client wants to work with. The client wants to work with someone who's going to do the work, get it done, and deliver the product at the end of the day. If you have trust with the client, they're not going to worry at all about what you're creating for them, about what the end product is going to be, what the end product is going to look like, because there's going to be expectations that are made just from your branding itself. Every great brand has its own personality and story to tell. So what's yours? This is something that you're gonna have to sit down and kind of figure out and reflect what you want your branding to look like. Do you want to come off as more elegant, more edgy, more corporate? And once you figure this out, you can start crafting and molding exactly what your brand is going to look like and sound like. So once you develop your own brand and style that you've put together, this can really affect your bottom dollar. So one thing I see a lot of people do is, they're buying a ton of new equipment and they're translating that into, okay, I have new equipment, which means I can up my prices because of the new equipment. And if you're doing it this way, this is not going to be truly justifiable to the client at the end of the day. The client's never going to know if you're shooting on the newest generation of camera versus the last generation of camera. Upping your prices because you got a new, expensive toy to play with is not really justifiable. What is, though, is establishing how powerful your brand is. A strong brand is going to command a much higher premium. Whenever you're selling your brand, you're not just selling, a couple photos or a couple videos. You're selling an entire experience and a guarantee of the quality of work that you produce. So all in all, your brand is the amalgam of your visual output, professional demeanor, and just the way you want to present yourself and work with clients. With my brand, whenever I sat down and was figuring it out, I really wanted to come off like, I know what I'm doing, I love what I'm doing, and I just want to make cool stuff. And that's how I'm selling it. So whenever you're approaching new clients, you want to be selling your brand and not essentially your work. Now, your work is going to act as the examples, but your brand is going to act as train on how to take your prospective client to the next level. I want to know what you guys are doing with your brands. How are you guys standing out? And what's the tone and voice of them? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. So if you're creative and you really want to figure out how to get to the next level, this is the place to be. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.